Right, it's time to head over to London now, where Roxana Saberi is standing by, following some global headlines for us. Roxana, you know, a lot of people cannot wait for 2020 to be over to start 2021, but the next 4 weeks are going to be some nerve-wracking ones, I think, for people in the UK.
That's right, Anna Marie. They will be critical. There are only 4 weeks left until the UK is set to leave the European Union. And today the EU told Britain it's time to make a decision on a deal to do business from January. Each side is pushing the other to compromise on issues like fishing and how to resolve future trade disputes. It will ultimately be up to Prime Minister Boris Johnson to compromise or walk away. If the two sides fail to reach a deal by the end of this year, tariffs and border checks would kick in. That could spook investors and businesses who say it would create chaos in the UK and beyond. Next, we go to France, where authorities have started investigating dozens of mosques suspected of links to Islamist extremism. It's a response to recent attacks in France, including the beheading of a teacher who showed cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad during a lesson on the freedom of expression. France's interior minister says only a fraction of the country's places of worship are suspected of promoting extremism. But he says if there are any found to pose threats to France's security, they will be shut down. Some Muslim leaders have backed the government's fight against radicalization, but they also warn it could alienate the majority of worshippers who are more moderate. Now on to Bangladesh, which has started relocating Rohingya refugees to an isolated island. That's despite an outcry by human rights activists. Authorities say the country has shipped out over 1,600 refugees to the island in the Bay of Bengal and plans to send more. Human rights groups say conditions on the island are poor and warn that the refugees could get trapped there. But Bangladesh says it's moving only refugees who are willing to go to help ease overcrowding in camps. More than 1 million Rohingya have fled Myanmar after a crackdown on members of the Muslim minority group. And back here in London, an icon of the roads is under threat. Hundreds of drivers are turning in their rented black cabs as the pandemic has put them out of business. The city estimates about 3,500 taxis have left the streets since June, and those cars are piling up in parking lots and fields around the capital. The industry was already competing against ride-sharing companies like Uber. But Anne-Marie, many drivers say COVID-19 has posed an even bigger problem.
Yeah, I bet, you know, that those images there of all the black cabs, taxis in the field, these are the enduring images of the pandemic, you know, whether it's the water in the canals of Venice being clearer than we've ever seen it before at the beginning of the pandemic, or the lines, the miles of, you know, Americans at food banks. Once we have this pandemic in our rearview mirror, if you will, some of these images are going to be the ones that, that tell the tale. Roxana, thank you so much.
You bet.